Well, hey everybody, it's me, Jermaine, and I'm back. And it's been a while for another Simple Truth update. And I am headed down to home base. I'm going down the straightway, and it is for G.O.T.S, G.O.T.S, Gathering of the Saints 2017. If I remember correctly, this is our 5th annual G.O.T.S event. We had to take a year off. I think it was last year or maybe 2 years off. I'm really not sure, but the point is, it is all about the gathering of those with a like mind. Many of those of the same precious faith. And the reason for the gathering is to be prepared, making preparations to prepare to be ready for anything that could come our way, whether it be individual self-defense, whether it be learning how to utilize a firearm of any kind, or just how to prepare yourself to be ready when the time comes. So what do you mean ready for what? What are you saying? I know that's what's coming out from a lot of people out there. But it shouldn't take a situation like a few years ago, Hurricane Sandy, and now the devastating things that are happening down in the Houston and Louisiana area with Hurricane Harvey. It shouldn't take a situation like that for people to be prepared. The awesome thing about having had these events over the last 5 or so years is that there are many of saints that are in that area of Hurricane Harry, whatever it is, that were fully prepared. And that's because they heard a voice crying out in the wilderness, none other than our pastor, Pastor Charles Dow. And no matter what you think about him as a man or his delivery, the results of what he speaks, the things that he talks about, and when people put into action, listen to me, when they put into action the things that this man of Yah, or as you would call it, man of God, has so meticulously instructed for those to do, there is a blessing in that. And the blessing is the fact that in a survival situation, if you have made the right preparations, you can continue to live in a manner that is not subpar. It is probably not what you are normally used to. However, you're not in a downtrodden situation like many of people in, especially this current situation. Sorry about the camera shaking. But in this current situation where they are seeking for someone else to come and help them because they chose, and it is a choice, they chose to not prepare. Now, one of the other pastors that is my pastor, love him dearly, Pastor Joe Fox, over at Viking Preparedness and Shofar Mountain, he teaches saints and people that it doesn't matter where you are and what you're doing, you should always be making preparations. And it's all about the doing, not about anything other than making the preparations to do. So I will have the honor once again to be able to be a part of this event. And hopefully, just hopefully, if you would stay tuned and subscribe to Pastor Joe Fox and Viking Preparedness and his other channel, I think it's Shofar Mountain. It is, but you'll find it. You'll find the link in his description over there at Viking Preparedness here on YouTube. And then Pastor Dowell here on YouTube. And start to make preparations for yourself. For no other reason but to have a form of an insurance or assurance that if anything happens, whether it be natural disaster, whether it be, situations with our current political climate, especially with North Korea, that if something were to quote unquote jump off, you could be ready and you could at least ride things out and not be a part of the crazed mob that will be out there trying their best to make preparations when the time is way too late for making preparations. This has been the simple truth. And as I always tell you, it's the simple things that are oftentimes the most profound, but yet they're the most difficult to put into action and to actually do. I want to thank you for joining me, and I'll be sure to see you again on another episode real soon. I'll be giving you updates on how G.O.T.S went, and maybe even a couple of updates at G.O.T.S. I appreciate you. Thanks.